Marketers are always telling us to put the customer at the center of the story. Make your content for them, make it about them. Hell, I've said it myself. But what does it actually mean? Hello, my name is Roland K. Smith and I'm a social media marketer and digital content creator. If you're into those kind of things, like this video and subscribe to my channel, it'll help me out a whole bunch. Now, if you're into marketing at all, and I'm going to assume that you are if you're watching this channel, you've probably heard some marketing guru tell you to put the customer at the center of everything you do. And it sounds like great advice, and it probably is, but if you can't explain it to me in the way that I understand it, then it's useless. So today I want to break that advice down, talk about what it means, and give a few examples, because despite being slightly pretentious, it is actually some pretty useful advice. Okay, so put the customer at the center of your story. Well, let's start with who is the customer. And now if you're running a business, you should have a pretty good idea of who your target market is. But like, who are they really? Like, who are they when they're at home? Now, to find this out, you can create what is known as a customer persona. It's kind of like when a detective profiles a serial killer, but way less murdery. So what you want to do is you sort of want to look at who your customer is when they're at home, what they care about, what is of concern to them, what do they love, what do they hate, all of those types of things, which gives you this idea of a fully fledged three-dimensional person. And if your business has a broad range of customers, well, then you might even have multiple customer personas. So once you've figured out who your customer is and what they care about, and you can start talking to them about things they care about in a way that they care about it, then you're at the start of putting the customer at the center of your story. A great example of this is Dove's famous 2004 Real Beauty campaign. I mean, if you've done a marketing degree in the last 20 years, you've probably talked about this campaign. So basically, back in 2004, when a lot of cosmetic brands were still photoshopping the models that they were using in their advertising campaigns, Dove got on board the body positivity movement and started putting regular people in their advertising campaigns, and instead of trying to cover up the differences, they started celebrating them and having like a more diverse range of models. So they moved their brand from aspirational to relatable. Instead of saying buy our product because it will make your life like this, what they started saying was buy our product because we understand how your life is. And that's pretty powerful. And I think that's what it's really all about. It's about being relatable. And in the world of social media, we know that being genuine or being authentic is really, really powerful. We see this time and time again. People want to see that sort of that real life in their social media. You know, people want to feel that they've been heard and understood. So your social media content should reflect your customers' lives back at them. And another more recent example of a company putting the customer at the center of the story is Lego, the children's brand, the blocks. They have 12 million subscribers on YouTube, 14 million followers on Facebook, and then another 7 on Instagram. Lego social channels are highly interactive and they form a big part of the Lego building and buying experience. So they're posting things like how-to videos and ideas for creativity, and then asking for audience feedback. So audiences then submit their ideas. So you sort of have this big Lego community online of people building blocks and seeking inspiration off each other. And for a product like Lego, which is so ingrained in so many of us through nostalgia and has such a focus on creativity, being able to create this community of people, cross-generational, that can talk about building these all sorts of creations, I think is just a wonderful example of the customer being the focus and at the center of a company's story. So those are just 2 examples of companies putting the customer at the center of their story. Nike is another great example of that. Nike has been doing this for years and years and years, and most recently and most famously, of course, with the Black Lives Matter campaigns that they've run. So how do you put the customer at the center of your story? Well, you figure out who your customer is, and then you tell stories that matter to that customer. That's pretty much it, and the rest is up to the creativity of the storytelling and the accuracy of your data to figure out who your customer is. So let me know in the comments, have you done any exercises like this before? Have you written a customer persona before? Would you be interested in going through what it takes to write one? I could definitely make a video about that in the future. Let me know, and until the next video, keep doing what you're doing.